This is Performance Shop, presented by Tuff Stuff Performance Accessories.
We got the 67 Camaro here, and the customer keeps complaining that his power steering is intermittent, okay? It comes in and out. You know what? I said, bring it in, let's diagnose it. And we diagnosed it, we ruled out the box. It's pretty much brand new. The lines all look good, very simple system. The power steering pump itself is failing, and it's got a Saginaw pump. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna replace it with a Tuff Stuff pump, okay? The Tuff Stuff pump is gonna give us 850 PSI. It is a direct fit pump. It's a Saginaw style. They even have the Type 2. For instance, if you guys are doing an LS swap, okay, this has been used in the late model GMs from 2005, 2006 to current. It's a new, smaller pump with a remote reservoir, or you can have a reservoir attached to it as well. And Tuff Stuff offers the reservoirs as well, along with the brackets you need to install the Type 2 pump on your ride. Whether you're doing a swap in a truck or a car, you're gonna be able to use this pump and get your power steering, and these are a lot more reliable, okay? So what we're gonna do now, we've already removed the old pump, and the first thing you wanna do, guys, is I don't like a mess. That's the last thing you can ask my crew. When I see a mess, I go crazy, okay? So we vacuumed out the reservoir so that when we remove our lines, we're not gonna have a huge puddle of power steering fluid on our floor. And we went ahead and removed the shroud, removed the alternator belt to get us to the power steering belt, and now we can go in with our new pump. Now there is some differences between the old pump and the new pump, and I always say when you're installing a part, no matter whether it's an original equipment car or a customized aftermarket unit, you gotta look at the two parts and make sure there's no differences. For instance, if you notice right here, we had to remove a stud with a bolt so that we can clear the block. And then the feed line fitting to the line itself was different, so I had to remove and replace it from the old unit. Being that this is an OEM fit pump from Tuff Stuff, which they are built right here in America since 1979, everything was able to be transferred over to the new pump. So now I can go ahead and install it. We're going to put it in place, and we have aftermarket nice aluminum brackets that's going to complement the pump, and it's going to complement the rest of the build, because as you can tell underneath the hood, it looks pretty under here. You've got a bunch of chrome. We've got the new chrome Tuff Stuff one-wire alternator, and this is just going to complement the rest of the accessories. And the cool thing about this pump is, not only is it going to give us 850 PSI of performance, but the old GM pump has a pressed-on pulley, and they can be an absolute bear trying to install them. Or install them and remove them, really. So this pump, Tuff Stuff, has supplied us with a bolt-on, nice chrome pulley. That way, it'll match the rest of the bracketry along with the housing of the pump. That is nice. And you can bolt it right on. No need to press it on, because that can be a bear for all of you who have done it. We went ahead and connected our power steering feed line. I will have to run a new return line, but that's easy. All we got to do is run it from here. It's low pressure. We're going to reroute it because the new Tuff Stuff pump has the location coming out at a different angle. Okay. Now that it's in place, we can go ahead and make sure everything clears. We can unscrew our main nut. We're gonna go ahead and put our chrome pulley on. It is keyed, so make sure to put it on correctly. We're gonna go ahead and button this up. We're gonna give it back to the customer, and he's gonna have himself a power steering system that both works well and looks even better than it works.